Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. On this episode, I have a guest with me. Sir, can we meet you, your name and where you from?
My name's Ron. I'm from the USA, Virginia in the USA. And now we live in Zimbalis, which is actually kind of close, but you got to cross over a mountain range. So you got to go all the way down to Subic and then back up to Zimbalis to get where we are. But as the mileage is close, you just have to drive a long way.
So how long have you been in the Philippines?
I've been in the Philippines off and on for 15 years, but this time I've been here for 6 months straight,
Wow.
and before that I've been here for months at a time.
Okay. You said you've been coming to the Philippines off and on for the last 15 years. What can you say about the Philippines in general? I mean, 15 years ago as compared to now.
Um, well, so one thing that we always joke about is we say the best part about Philippines is that there are no rules, and then the worst part about Philippines is that there are no rules. So you basically can do almost anything you want.
Yeah, it's free country.
It's a free country, but from when I was here 15 years ago till now, there has been some changes. Change
Yeah,
number
they
one
found it adapting West.
is that now you see a lot of police checkpoints here and there throughout the country. That wasn't the case 15 years ago. They have helmet laws now where the police will try to pull you over and give you tickets for not wearing a helmet on your motorcycle, and they have seatbelt laws. All of that was not the case 15 years ago. So they are moving into having more rules, but still not like Europe or America is.
So you decided to move to the Philippines permanently. At what point did you take that decision and why?
I took that decision because one, I retired from my job, so I lived in up near Washington D.C., so I wasn't going to stay there. So I sold my house, and I was going to move somewhere. So it was either somewhere in America or come here or someplace in Europe, but we were already engaged, so we were going to come here. I don't like how hot it is here, but everything else is great, so we decided to come here. Plus, I couldn't get her a visa to come to America, so it was either me come here or wait for a year or more for her to come to America. So we decided just to come here.
So, as an expat now in the Philippines, what are the things you had to put in place before taking that big decision? Because, of course, for you to like sell your house, sell everything you have, and move to a whole country that is not where you were bred or something like that, you had to put some things in place.
You do. The first thing that you have to put in place is that you have to know that you like it, right? So you can't just come here sight unseen. You have to come here and experience it, and not for like a week, because then you're in vacation mode and you don't really know what you're doing. You'll only see the good parts, but you have to live here for a month, 2 months, 3 months, just to figure out if you like it. So number one is you have to know that you'll like it before you do that. And there's also a big difference on where you are. So you have to know where you're going to live. For us, we have a house in Bataan and we have a house in Zambales. I couldn't live in Bataan because it's right in the city. There's loud music till all hours of the night. There's karaoke. There's trucks driving. There's chickens, roosters, all kinds of noise, and there's just people everywhere. And it's not something you wouldn't get any peace unless you like that, which I don't. You wouldn't be happy there. And then our house in Zambales is on a farm, so I have some land and comfortable. So you got to know where you're going to go and if you're going to like that. So basically, your question is, what do you have to do before you move? Basically, find out where you're going to live and if you're going to like to live there.
What are the things you struggle with in the last 6 months?
Well, I don't necessarily believe that. The only thing that I can't get in Philippines that I could get in America is like American food, like and not even really American food, but cheese and dairy, like fresh milk, fresh cheese, good cheese,
Different.
um, butter, things that come from from a cow, and that's literally the only thing that I can't get here in America. You go to the shopping malls; it's the shopping malls here are better than any American shopping malls. You go to the grocery store; it's the same level as any American grocery store. So I don't necessarily believe that you can. You can't get things here than in America. The big difference, though, is that here in the Philippines, they do have electricity problems. You'll have brownouts. You'll have a day or two without electricity, and if you're like me and you can't really survive without air conditioning, then you're in big trouble. So you need to make a plan. So the big thing that I deal with here is the electricity problem, and when they have brownouts and blackouts.
You retired here in the Philippines.
Yes.
What is the monthly budget for you that you think can sustain you over the years?
Well, it depends. Like when we travel up here to Baguio, it's going to be different because you buy gas and you buy a hotel and all that. So that's different. So let's just say you're not going to travel, you're just going to stay home. My electricity bill is about $100 a month, maybe $150, and I run AC, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Food's a little high because we have two of her relatives that live with us, two teenage girls. So we spend a lot more money on food. Maybe what two or $300 on food.
Kinda.
Yeah, and that's U.S. dollars, and the pesos would be what 10,000 pesos in food, 5,000 pesos
Because you're
on
not really eating
that.
just without meat.
Yeah.
Especially just
Right,
meat.
and I eat a lot of meat. I try to limit the carbs. So, and we own the house, so we don't have to pay rent. That would be more if we did that. So our budget, we could live if we did nothing extra. We could probably live on $500 or $600 a month.
Do you think that's a fair price for you living in the Philippines? Or you consider
yeah, no,
that
that's a great-
expensive?
No, not at all. It's super cheap, especially compared to America, where you would spend $2,000-3,000 on rent alone, and my budget's $500 a month on everything. That's 1/4 of the cost of just the rent alone in America, and then America, you would have to have a car. Here, there's public transportation. You wouldn't need that. I have a motorcycle, but we own it, and have a car and we own it, so that's not a bill. But yeah, and then America, you would have insurance, you would have all kinds of expenses. No, it's vastly cheaper here than America.
So you've been back and forth in the last 15 years. Do you see Philippines as a safe place to raise kids? Of course, you said you are engaged, right? So
Yeah.
probably, yeah, you're definitely going to start a family. What can you say about raising a family in the Philippines?
A lot safer here than America. First of all, I have never felt unsafe here, and I've been to downtown Manila. I've been in all kinds of places,
Ay, sa pamangkin ko to. Pinakiiwan lang.
but I've never felt unsafe here. In America, not only is there crime, I've never really felt that unsafe as long as you know where to go in America. But if you have children, they're going to fit in a lot better here, right? They're going to have friends. America has the problem where kids grow up and they get isolated. They don't have friends. They get bullied. They get all of that. And I've never seen that here. I see all kids playing together, and I've seen them nothing but happy. I don't think that happens in America. So I think mental health kids will be a lot more healthy here and a lot safer here than they are in America, and that's a big thing. And having a pregnant wife, I wouldn't. I would never raise that child in America, but I would raise it here in Philippines.
As an expat, right? What is the advice you would give a person trying to take this decision at this point in time?
The biggest advice I would say is try it out. Make sure you like it. Stay here for 3 months before you make the decision. So stay flexible. Stay here for 3 months. Travel around to see if different cities have a different vibe. So see where you like it the most. And yeah,
Yeah, especially
because
him is always changing his mind. Sometimes he want here, oh, I want to have a house
Yeah.
here. Next, when we travel in some area of province or something, he gonna say, oh, I want to buy in Baler next to the beach. And then next moment, he gonna change his mind. Oh, it's so hot, I cannot, here. And then he gonna hear the karaoke again. And like others, like, because Filipino love visiting a lot without schedule.
and you're going to have a lot of free time. You everybody has to have a hobby. So if you just sit in an apartment, if you sit in a house and you just sit there and you look at the walls or surf the internet, you're not going to be happy no matter where you are. So if you have a hobby, I like to spearfish and go to the beach and travel and do things like that. If you have a hobby, make sure that you can do something in the Philippines and you're not just going to sit in your apartment or your house and do nothing. Make sure that there's something that you can do wherever it is that you're going.
So, what is the best part of Filipino culture that you love before we go?
I like the fact that there's lots of kids. I like to see lots of kids running around and having fun. That makes me think of it's a healthy culture. When you see in America or Europe, when there's no kids and there's only adults walking around, it doesn't feel natural or normal to me. It feels unnatural, and it feels like it's a sick culture. But here you can hear laughing, you can see people walking and enjoying themselves, and I think that's a big thing.
Thank you so much
You're
for
more than welcome.
sharing your experience with us. I hope you continue to enjoy your stay over the years and continue to enjoy Philippines in general as you continue to travel around or live in the Philippines. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much.
So
I
if
will.
you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I'll catch you in my next episode. Bye guys.